Nothing like the smell of nature and the sound of construction to really get you motivated in the morning, right? Am I right? Huh? Well, I know I'm motivated because we're going to be jumping into the demo of Construction Crew. This is by Ultimate Games SA and Playway SA, and I'd like to thank them very much for the early access to this demo. We're going to dive on in and see what it's all about, and if you like it, make sure to check it out for yourself. The link is in the description section of the video. Ooh, hello. All right. Okay. Well, so far, visually, solid. I like it. The buildings definitely look like they have some wear to them. They've been around for a while. This looks like it's unfinished, or it's in the sort of brutal architecture style. I'm going to guess unfinished, though. Could be wrong. Okay. I like the sound effects. Nature. Gotta love it. So we're at the company office. So T is flashlight. We have a jump. Perfect. Sprint. Menu. Tablet. All right. So from the tablet, we can check finances, workers, contracts, company, map, missions, vehicles, and messages. Look at map real quick. Curious on how big this map is, or will be even. All right. So there is a materials center that we can go to. Looks like that's about it up north. Nothing to the west. And really nothing to the south. I mean, there's stuff here potentially, but nothing's highlighted, unlike the material center. Okay. How do we... There? Okay, perfect. Messages. Road construction contract. Crew, we've got a new job. Check the attached plan and get ready to roll. The road will cut across a small hill, so the first step is to level the terrain. I'm counting on you. Let's show once again that our company gets the job done right. All right, we're building a road. Nice. Prepare the construction equipment, get in the truck, and drive to the loading zone. The first step on any construction job is getting all the needed equipment to the site. Get in the truck and drive to the blue loading zone. We can abandon missions too if we so choose. Oh, okay, cool. So that they show you what you have. We have a dump truck built for hauling bulk materials and heavy construction equipment. It even shows where it's at on the map. Okay, cool. Nice. That's cool. We could teleport to the vehicle, actually. I just noticed that. And reset vehicle position. Nice. Some nice options there. I'm guessing this is the material here. Okay, so drive the truck over here. And then put it over there, is my assumption. Okay. Ooh, sweet. Okay, that was smooth. I like that. And you can fill the truck, and you can see on the lower right-hand side, it says 100%, so we're maxed out. Then the... Well, we didn't need that light anyway. We're here for construction, but sometimes you also need to do a little demolition, you know? Excuse me. Pardon me. Okay. In this car, we don't believe in reversing. Alright, there we go. So it looks like we're just putting up cones and... like walls, I guess? How do we get out? There we go. Okay, hold on F. Just let it run, I guess. Okay, cool. So we just run up to it and we just hit F and we don't have to like carry the stuff or anything like that, like carry it over. Alright, easy enough. There's also co-op in this game too, which is pretty cool. And I think in a way definitely makes stuff like this a bit more interesting as well if you want some variety. Depending on the folks you end up grouping with, you know? I know some of the folks I play games with would definitely make this game very interesting. Cool. So they mark objectives on the HUD as well there. So you see what you still need to do. Portable toilets. Oh, you can't forget about those. Those are absolutely vital. Okay. We didn't pick up portable toilets, but, you know, we placed them. Better than a hole. Well, I don't know. It depends. Some portable toilets, after a fair bit of use, yikes. Whenever I was doing film, a lot of times we just had portable toilets to work off of. And man, long day of use out in the heat while you're filming. Like if you're out in the desert and stuff like that. Like I've done shots out in the desert and oh boy. The smell alone, let alone also like the heat inside one of those things. Oh, ooh, ugh. Okay, so we need to place, yep, one more traffic cone. Here we go. Remove rocks from the dig area. Dig the soil to the required level. So we're digging here. But with what? Because we need to get the truck out of the way. Ah, there we go. Okay. It's like he didn't say that there were vehicles here or anything like that, so I'm like, well, where do we get them from? But no, they're just right here. Okay. There we go. But yeah, I can see how this would be pretty cool co-op as well. You know, one person sets that all up, another person's already ready to dig things up and flatten out the ground and all that. Break street lights. It's not like they actually work, you know? Whatever. Not sure where to put the dirt. Like the back of the truck or anywhere. Well, let's see. What do we have? Switch digging mode. Advanced mode, assist mode. Now we're going with assist. Let's see. Handbrake, reverse. Yep. Bucket switch. Control bucket switch. Shift bucket switch. Actually, I have no idea what that does. Reason why I don't operate heavy machinery. Yeah, I don't know. Well, they said dig up rocks. Remove rocks from the dig area. But I don't really see any... Like, I see small rocks, but I don't see any massive rocks we need to worry about. Lovely. Alright, there. Oh boy, this is going to take a bit. That's cool that it's getting late, so they're like, oh, here are lights. Oop, and we're stuck on a cone. Oh, nope, okay, we're just stuck on the bucket there. Go. Yeah, I don't understand the arm switch or bucket switch. That's just outside of what I'm familiar with. And they unfortunately don't really describe it, so we'll just, you know, wing it. Get the lights on. There we go. Fear me. Fear my horn. Listen to it roar. Let's set these up. Even though they're running off generators, it doesn't seem like we have to fuel them, so that's cool. Oh, no option to use the porta potties? Come on now. So, just like real life, I feel like this is just going to take a bit. I want to be able to, like, drag it to flatten it out and, like, pull the dirt, but it doesn't seem like we can do that here. Just bury the light. Bury the light, bury the generator, everything's fine. Switch digging mode, handbrake. Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's like anything. Gives me an idea if I can like just drop and drag, but it doesn't seem like it. I mean, kind of there, right? But that's about as much as I can get. I would assume that, again, with the area being green, they're telling you where to work, that it doesn't have to be perfect. It'll probably like auto adjust once you dig everything deep enough where the green isn't showing, or at least enough of it is complete. It is neat, like the little dirt piles that you end up making when you drop the dirt from the bucket. Okay, there we go. It kind of feels, though, that it doesn't drop it out soon enough. So it looks like to me like I'm just going to be dumping dirt right on top of myself, like that. I feel like it has the same effect as like spitting in the wind. Just going to come back and hit you in the face. Okay, seems like... Oh, there we go. Yeah, we could definitely fill up the bucket more. Like, I've never done construction. I don't use heavy machinery. I do find it interesting, though, for sure. Actually, my 6-year-old, which it must be like a kid phase, too, though. You just see things that are so much bigger than you that you're just, like, amazed by it. But he just loves vehicles. Race cars and monster trucks and stuff, but also, like, construction vehicles and all that. And it's interesting, because I'll find him on his tablet at times. We don't try to give it to him too much, but, like, at the same time, you know, it's like we're trying to educate him on, like, technology. So we do give him like little days or parts of the day where he can just jump on and watch stuff, and I'll find him watching videos on like construction. They're like kid videos, like breaking down like what is a bulldozer, what is a crane, and stuff like that. Like, oh, let's see it in action. So all of a sudden he'll just start spouting off like different construction vehicles, and I'm looking at him like, how do you know that? And it's like, oh, okay. But that is just his hyper focus, and has been for a couple years now, honestly. I honestly can't even tell you what my hyper focus was when I was his age. I felt it was like probably like maybe martial arts. Because I feel like any movie with martial arts in it, I was just like all about. Because I was just in awe with how, like, how people moved and defended themselves, and yeah, it just seemed like all so interesting. Like oh wow, your body can do that? Like, oh, that's crazy. So I was like a huge fan of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Jean-Claude Van Damme films. Not saying he was an amazing actor, but they were entertaining for what they were, you know. A lot of them I shouldn't have watched when I did. The joys of stuff being on TV, though. But yeah, Bloodsport, definitely one I shouldn't have watched when I was the age that I was when I first saw it. But Bloodsport, Lionheart, The Quest, I actually thought was pretty solid. Yeah, there were a lot of classic Jean-Claude Van Damme films that were just entertaining overall. Surf Ninjas was another thing I was into as a kid. If anyone remembers that, the films and the video game on the Sega... What was it, the Sega Game Gear? Yeah, the Game Gear. I don't know if it was actually on Genesis, but it was on Game Gear. I remember that. Because they had a game... That's right, because they had a Game Gear in the film. A kid could actually see the future through his Game Gear. That's right. My goodness. Oh, Double Dragon was another one. Another film. Entertaining as a kid, but you look back on it and you go, ooh, ooh, ooh. Then again, it probably was because they were marketing it toward kids in a way. It really wasn't, I think, for the folks who grew up with it in the arcades. Like, maybe some nods and Easter eggs, but otherwise it was probably geared more toward kids because they thought, well, we could carry the franchise with kids, which plenty of companies do. Look at Disney. Like, Disney is notorious for going, well, you know, this is, or like, even before then, probably like Lucasfilm, with anything having to do with Star Wars. Well, we're doing it for the younger audience, which eventually you kind of have to, and I do get that. With the game franchise that I work on, it's always tough. It's like, you want to make sure that you're offering stuff to the player base that's been there since the beginning, but you have to get new people in. You have to expand if you want to be able to exist and continue to exist with the amount of work that goes into game production, game development, you know, getting stuff launched out. Like, you need constant players, and you know that there's going to be an audience. Like, your total audience is going to be divided. You're going to have the players who constantly play, that is their go-to game, to de-brain or to just blow off some steam or whatever. And then you're going to have the other section of the community who are just casual players. They jump in when they're like, oh yeah, that's right, this game is, I have this game has a new DLC or something, let me check it on out. And then they play it for a bit, and then they take a break, and then they come back for the next DLC or whatever. But within that, your casual base is going to be a lot larger. So ideally, the more players you can pull in that can be able to hang around for longer, the better. And that they'll keep coming back for each DLC to help support the development, so that way it can stay around, you know? because there's a lot of stuff that goes into game development. Yes, of course, marketing, which is also huge for films. Huge portions of film budgets go into the marketing. But it also has to go into development. It also has to go into maintenance. You know, being able to maintain servers in the game, being able to release patches to help balance things out or fix things or remove things based on feedback, while also continuing to develop future content. So it's not easy. There's a lot of juggling, and there are a lot of hands that are in the pot trying to do what they can to keep the game going and get it where everyone's enjoying it. Oh boy, yeah, this is interesting. Because I feel like I should be able to just drag it and kind of flatten it, or push it and flatten it, but it's, yeah, it really just wants you to dig it up. But I feel like I'm just creating the surface of the moon at this point. Curious on the advanced mode. You know what? I wonder if that's why we can't really do anything with like the boom switch, bucket switch and stuff, because that's more of an advanced thing. Which totally makes sense. Oh, come on. Oh boy. But yeah, Disney's notorious for trying to get people, you know, like younger people involved, because they know that can last for another 10 to 20 years. Kind of have that built-in audience, which is nice as long as you don't really mess it up. Disney's also notorious, though, of course, for putting like little cute things in everything that they do. They've got to put at least one that's got a lot of attention pulled to it, because then they know that they can sell stuff that has to do with that thing. Like, look at, what is it, Grogu, or whatever, from The Mandalorian. The number of things that little Yoda-like creature is insane, right? It's got, like, little plushies of it, it's on t-shirts, all that stuff. And they do it to so much of their stuff. Like, especially every single Star Wars thing that comes out, it feels like at times they've got to have that one little cutesy alien so they can sell the crap out of it. Which, I mean, it's fine because it works. People look forward to it. I can't tell you also, talking about the game I work on, like the number of times people go, hey, this is really cute or really cool. Like, it'd be really neat if you could make like a vinyl out of it or a plushie out of it or something like that. So, I mean, it's definitely a thing that a certain section of people want. Oh, look at that light. All right, well, that works. Y'all didn't want this done anytime soon, right? Dig the soil. So we're 45% of the way through. Remove rocks from the dig area. Again, I don't... Oh, there's a rock there. Okay, I guess some of them are just under the soil. So once we start digging things up, we'll start to see them come up. Yeah, I don't typically play games like this. Like, I play, like, renovation games, and I play, like, deconstruction games and stuff, where you're, like, demolition, right? But nothing with, like, heavy machinery, so this is definitely new to me. But I like it, though. I think it's interesting. that's one of the great things about sim games. It puts you into the shoes of someone else that you may never have the opportunity to actually like experience yourself, like their work and thoughts and stuff, kind of like an RPG in a way. Except for the focus is much more on the work itself rather than the character build-up. It's actually kind of interesting. Like, RPGs are much more, in a way, like, internal. Like, they're about internal growth. Whereas simulation games are about external growth. You know, developing a business, buying more machines, upgrading certain systems. You know, ways to make more money and to be able to expand. There, let's just dump the dirt on the porta potties. There we go. Good luck, everybody. Just get on the dirt pile. Use it like kitty litter. Yep, there we go. Perfect. Imagine a bunch of just construction guys just over there, just kicking around with their feet. I'm trying to bury it, okay? Disgusting. There we go. Alright, we're at 50%. Our rendition of the moon is almost complete. See, typically, I feel like outside of making like a mound of dirt, you would put a lot of this in the back of a truck and then haul it off somewhere, but you know what, whatever. So it looks like they're trying to link these two roads, which is why they're doing all this work here. I don't know how long it's going to take, though. Like, we're only at 52%. Because then we still have to put down the cement or concrete or whatever, and all that fun stuff, the asphalt. I really have no idea what material we're using. Different places, well, used to use different materials. I don't know how much of it has changed over the years, but if I remember right, I think it used to be like down south they would use concrete for the roads, and then for up north they would use asphalt because of it getting cold. If you used concrete on your roads up north with winter, you'd have so many issues. You'd have to constantly keep repairing because the concrete would constantly expand and then contract with temperature change. But you could get away with it down south because it was always warm enough. But yeah, I don't know how true that is anymore, though. Even though I live down south now, but I don't really drive, to be honest with you. I work from home, and I do a lot of stuff from home. Whether it's content creation or working my full-time job. And then before I moved down here, I lived in LA, and I actually totaled my car, or my car got totaled in a car accident. I was on my way to a doctor's office, and some fun shenanigans happened, and so my car got completely annihilated, as well as my back. Was not fun, and I just haven't had the chance yet to get another car. Because, you know, cars, they're not cheap. And I could get just a crappy old Beater or whatever, but I think I'm just like at that point in my life where I'm like, no, I want a decent car. Because it's gotta last us. Oh, look at this. Okay, so we can't pick that up with this. So make space for... Oh, make space for the bulldozer. Oh, okay. So are we bulldozing the rest of this? Boy, I hope so. Remove rocks. So how would we remove rocks, though? It wouldn't be with this, would it? Or is it? Because I tried. I tried lifting that thing. That was not going anywhere. Yeah, it doesn't really want to. Feels like one of those gotcha games. One of those, like, claw games or whatever. Like, woohoo! I went from having 5 stuffed animals to nothing. Yeah, no, it's not going anywhere. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's try out the bulldozer. This is definitely one of those games where just chilling out and focusing on the task at hand is really nice and, in a way, sort of meditative. But just note that it will take time. Of course, unless you have someone to play with. I should not be trusted with this. But yeah, I think graphics are solid enough. The driving AI is a little mechanic, but fine. They don't seem to be getting stuck or anything, and you don't have like massive backups, which is nice. Okay, so yeah, it is the bulldozer moving the rocks. Okay. I assumed it was going to be another machine outside of what we were using, but I don't know, sometimes you just never know with games. Huh, okay, for some reason we can't do anything with that bit of dirt there. But we are leveling things out nicely, so that's good. Well, there goes our hopes of recreating the moon. Oh well. It's been real. There we go. I feel like we keep getting caught up on our own vehicle. Gotta be careful of that. Sometimes I'm like, oh, am I hitting a rock? Okay, let me keep pushing. And then I'm like, oh wait, no, that's just the vehicle itself. Dragging and creating resistance. Also, for folks that are returning viewers, thank you very much. I know I haven't put out as much as I used to. When I first started, I was putting out like 2 episodes a day or 2 videos a day, Sunday through Friday. And then a holiday came up. I took a little bit of a break and realized that that just wasn't doable with a full-time job and family and stuff. So then I cut it back to 1 video between Sunday to Friday, and now I've kind of minimized it again, where I'm like, okay, well, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll put out content. But recently I've been sick, and so I haven't had a voice, I've been exhausted. I'm still sick, but I'm better, so I really wanted to jump into some things. Because I was fortunate enough to get this key, which I really do appreciate, and it's really cool to check out. And again, I think there's a lot of potential, especially with co-op. Really feel like you're part of a crew taking on these different, tasks. But yeah, there's some other things I would also love to tackle as well. And I have been actually putting out, luckily, quite a bit of content on my first channel, which is Mind TV, because I was able to record in advance before I was really super sick. So that was nice. So tons of episodes of Godbreakers, which is a co-op roguelite game. Lots of fun, really good action, really cool bosses, and they're all just vastly different from one another, which is so nice to see. Lots of creativity put into that game. And then on top of that, also Void Crew. Void Crew has been just such a fun co-op sci-fi game. Also a roguelite type game, but just so neat. So, 2 different games that are both sci-fi. They're a lot of fun. I encourage you to check them on out. I'm actually joined by DJ Vocation, Monkoto, and Shibi, and they're always a blast to play with. Also, I'd love to hear from folks, too, on what simulation games you're having fun with. What are some recent releases or demos that have come out that you've really enjoyed? I love hearing from other folks on that as well, because I know there are so many demos, there are so many sim games out there. Alright, we're trying to get this rock. Hey, there we go. Be gone! Close enough. Is there like a massive rock here? Oh, well, not a massive one, but there is one here. Okay. I was getting a lot of resistance there. It's like, what is going on? Come on. Push it. Push it real good. Push it like Salt and Peppa's back. Also, I hope everyone will have a fantastic Halloween if you celebrate. I know that is coming up next Friday at the time of recording this. Or I guess this coming Friday. Do you have any fun plans? I know for me, we are doing a family thing with my partner's family. It's actually going to be this Sunday rather than next Sunday after Halloween. We're going to paint pumpkins and make cookies and stuff. They try to usually do that for like Christmas and Halloween. But our 6-year-old should have a good time with it. And he'll get to hang out with the family too, which he always loves doing. Okay, there we go. Well, we're getting there, slowly but surely. Actually, in a way, this kind of reminds me of, oh, what's the game? Snowmobile Simulator? We have to go around, clean the snow off the driveways of people's homes and stuff, and their yards, and pathways, and roads, and all that. Unfortunately, it wasn't as, like, complex as I was hoping it would be, and not always as intuitive. But it did a similar thing, though, where it would make the snow where you had to shovel a sort of glowing blue. Which probably wasn't the best color because, you know, snow is white and at times also a bit blue in video games. So, yeah, it wasn't always the clearest and where you had to go, but... What is going on? We're caught on something. Uh-oh. Well, again, this is a demo, and it's before any sort of release, so there will be some hiccups that we come across. There we go. Okay. Yeah, it's weird. It's like sometimes I get hit with some sort of resistance, and I'm not sure what it's coming from. And there are times, too, where with that, the vehicle pulls the opposite way of where I'm trying to turn. I don't know if they're correlated or not. They seem to be happening around the same time. Oh, you know what it is? There's a piece of, like, floating debris there. I wonder if that's a part of it. Yeah, right there, that little green thing. So we're colliding with that. Alright, we're at finally 90%. Keep pushing this. Yeah, character model looks pretty good. Wish I could zoom in a bit more. Lights on. Nice. Yeah, I'll be curious to see what other kinds of things you'll be doing in this game. Seeing the direction it goes outside of, you know, creating roads. Because you gotta have more than just that, of course. Otherwise, it gets pretty dull pretty quick. Unless you can figure out a way of making it interesting through changing the terrain. But even then... Nope, I'm getting stuck on a rock. %, come on. No. Alright. Denied. 94%, okay. Hell, it's looking better than it did. That's at least something. Yeah, floating debris there too. So we'll have to look into that, see if they can't fix that. So we can move the rocks, but we can't actually, like, lift them up and out with the bulldozer. But maybe if they're completely freed from the dirt, we can get them with our other machine. Nice and smooth. Pushing the dirt through the road. That's how we roll. This thing can actually haul. It's got some zip to it. Oh boy. Mistakes were made. Yeah, it looked like I was going to get those rocks and not actually go that deep, but oh boy. Yeah, this thing doesn't want to pick up the rocks, so I don't know what to do. I don't know how to remove them. Like, dig them out and I guess just hope for the best of trying to push them with the bulldozer, I guess. That's not where I wanted to dig, but yeah, that works. I'm trying to aim with that green light, but it's not working out well for me. So I'm trying to get that one rock dug out, but yeah, not really working out. Oh, we're at 98%. That's at least something. Well, I will say it's not like a game where you can just like hit the ground running right off the bat. Like, you do have to learn how to maneuver the machines and stuff, which I think is good, honestly. Let's get the dirt away from there. So we're at 99%. So close. I want to see what it does, too, when we get to 100. I'm going to assume it'll probably still want us to try to remove the rocks. Not really doing much. Alright, trying to get this bit here if I can aim it correctly. Hey, alright, so we did hit 100%. But we still have to, yeah, remove the rocks. Alright, well, let's see how we can move them about with the bulldozer. Instead of pushing them off to the sides, I guess we'll have to push them to one road or the other. It's unfortunate, too, because I'm trying to get the rocks on to the scoop in front so I can lift it up and then just, like, carry it over somewhere, but they don't want to stay on, which is the problem. They just keep sliding off. And I don't know if that is bug or feature, in a way. Yeah, because I can't, like, lift it. I can kind of scoot it. Okay, there we go. That's considered out of the way, so we'll take it. We take those. Yeah, potentially the physics need to be worked on a little bit more. Because trying to get these rocks... Okay, that one seems to be out of the way. Like, dug up to a point where we can actually move them is also a bit of a issue. Oh boy, oh this is not good. And maybe out? Maybe go forward? Nope, this isn't looking good. I think we're stuck. Oh, there we go, okay. So we had some floating debris plus the rock, which was just not a good combo. Cool. Alright, well, that's out of the way. And we're stuck again. Try to go forward, back, forward. There we go. Well, we're getting there. 60%. These last two should be it. Hey! Alright, look at that. Even the bulldozer wanted to celebrate. Fantastic. Drive the truck to the quarry. Alright, cool. So it sort of like auto-completed some things, which I kind of figured. Whoa. Okay. Having some weird issues with the camera there for a second. Here we go. Yep, got a portable reading light for my truck. Everyone should have one. Good old portable reading light. Oh, there it goes. I'll have to duct tape it on next time. There we go. This truck is not super responsive. There we go. The choice of big vehicles. Yeesh. Crushed stone. Alright. Fill the truck. Oh, it's only 27% of the way? Oh, my bad. Come on. There we go. That was weird. Holding down E, and the sky was like hitching. It was very strange. Deliver the material to the construction site. Drop point asphalt, drop point crushed stone. Oh, okay. And then dirt. All right. So are we just doing like a gravel path? Or gravel road or whatever? Seems like it. Yeah, driving is going to be a bit interesting in this game. Some of it is on me for sure. Because I just don't drive large vehicles, so... But some of it is just like, the responsiveness is just very sluggish. It's interesting, because it's like super sluggish with this truck, but not super sluggish with some of the construction vehicles, the other ones. Which is interesting. Fill the marked area with crushed stone. How do we do that? Let's see, reverse, handbrake, switch, lights, horn. Nope, that's to get out. Dump block, is that what it is? Oh, there we go. Okay, I could see it, I think, tilting. No? Yes? Oh, there we go. So that's with the right mouse button. You know, I was talking about how they weren't having any backups, and then... Yep, well, I mean, I'm doing it. Doing it well is another thing, but I'm doing it. Okay, so one full truckload got us about 32% of the way there. So basically, we just have to keep filling, running back, going back and forth, basically, just kind of juggling that until it gets fully filled. Cool. All right. I mean, overall, I think that there's plenty to do here for co-op, and it's definitely something where it's a very, like, zen, tune things out sort of game, focusing on the task at hand. But I think it could be quite fun, especially with the right mindset in it, knowing that it's not going to be something that's, like, super hyperactive, things are exploding, going like crazy. It's just very much like you're on a task, you get to the next one, you get to the next one. There's progression over time, but you get to see what you're putting together, which is always really, really nice. And I think really something that's always fun to experience when you're in a sim is that sense of like, oh, we completed this thing, and look how cool it is. So thank you very much once again to Ultimate Games SA and Playway SA for the key. I really do appreciate it. And if we get time, hopefully we can jump into some co-op and see how that works. But take care of yourselves and each other, and I look forward to hanging out with you in the next video.